Greetings to the pattern breakers, the light seekers, and everyone here who is tired of being just a passenger in their own life. Before I begin, I want everyone to take a deep breath. All right. Now look around the room and find every single thing that is red. Just for 5 seconds. Scan the walls, the chairs, the attires. Go ahead. All right, got them? Now look back. Close your eyes for a moment and without looking, tell me, how many things in this room are green? Yes, green, not red. Most of you probably can't answer that. This is not because the green objects disappeared. It is because while you were looking for red, your brain was literally ignoring the green. And that's neuroscience. So basically in your brain, there is a network called the reticular activating system. It acts as a mental filter which decides what information reaches your conscious mind, the red, and what doesn't, the green. So what is this filter based on? What do you focus on? And here is something fascinating. Your brain is not a video camera recording reality. It is more like a search engine. For example, if you wake up and tell yourself, today my day is going to be terrible, believe me, your brain becomes the heat-seeking missile for problems. You would notice that one difficult question in a test, not the 4 you knew. The one friend who didn't reply, not the 5 who did. The one mistake in your performance, not the efforts you put in. And by the end of the day, you would say, see, I was right. But the truth is, you didn't find a bad day. You trained your mind to create one. Now, let me share something personal. Not very long ago, I stood exactly where I'm standing right now, but with a very different state of mind. I remember wondering, how am I going to stand and speak before such an august audience? My hands were cold. My heart was racing and the noise inside my mind was louder than the silence in this hall. At that moment, it honestly felt as if the struggles within me carried the magnitude of the world war. Not outside, but inside my own self. And that is when I truly realized something powerful. Mindset matters. Because the greatest battles we fight are not often against situations or people. They are against our own doubts, fears, and insecurities. At that moment, our respected principal, ma'am, encouraged me with warmth and confidence. She gently reminded me that fear only grows when we allow our mind to dwell into it. Her encouragement helped me shift my thinking, and slowly, the stage stopped looking like a battlefield. It began to look like a chance. And that is the incredible power of mindset. Because the problem is stuck between mind and matter. And to be honest, if you don't mind, it doesn't matter. Now let me share another real life example. Have you ever said, I am bad at mathematics? Most of you might have. The moment you say that, your brain quietly opens a file called proof. I am bad at mathematics. You struggle with one sum, proof. You hesitate to answer in the class, proof. You score less once, the final proof. Case closed. But what about the time you actually understood a concept or answered a difficult question correctly? Your brain ignores that evidence. Why? Why? Because of something psychologists called confirmation bias. According to cognitive psychology, people often look for information that confirms what they already believe in, while ignoring the information that contradicts it. So if you believe you are weak, your brain will show your weakness. But if you believe you can improve, your brain starts noticing the ways to grow. And that's why industrialist Henry Ford once said, whether you believe you can or you believe you can't, you are right. Now here's something funny that happened recently. I learned a brand new weird word. The longest word I could find, that was supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Did you get that? I don't think so. I would repeat. It is supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I thought I won't find this word anywhere else, it being one of the longest words, but To my astonishment, what happened the next day? I found it in a random YouTube comment, heard it in a podcast, and even spotted it on a t-shirt at the mall. Now again, that word didn't suddenly become popular overnight. It was always there. My brain just finally had the permission to notice it. Dear audience, mindset is simply giving your brain the permission to notice the possibilities instead of the obstacles. Now let's bring this to real life. Once I tried to be a part of the school choir and I wasn't selected. At that time, I had two choices: cry, regret, bring negative thoughts to my mind, or to search for another possibility where I could be different. And here I am. Well, this reminds me of a flute. Have you ever noticed how a flute creates such a beautiful melody despite being hollow? It reminds us that mindset matters because it's not the emptiness, but how we choose to channel our thoughts and emotions to bring harmony in life. It's just like the flute. You have two choices. You can see a wall or you can see data. A wall says, I'm not good at this. I should stop. This isn't for me. Data says, okay, that method didn't work. What's the next move? What can I improve before the next trial? Same results, same rejection, but completely different future. The person who sees a wall stops. The person who sees data improves. Well, I'm reminded of an anecdote of a frog that climbs up a deep well while others give up. Surrounded by constant discouragement, the frog succeeds simply because it is deaf. It interprets the noise as motivation rather than criticism because it's all about mental control. Dear audience, life circumstances will often push you towards doubt, fear, surrender. Criticism, negativity, your own inner doubts can become barriers if you allow them to take hold. But just like the frog, you have a choice: absorb the negativity or to rise above it. So here's my challenge for you. The next time you're having a terrible day, stop and ask yourself, what color am I looking for right now? Am I searching for problems or possibilities? Is this a wall or is this just data? Because here is the truth. The world doesn't look the way it looks. The world looks the way you are trained to see it. And the best part, you can retrain your mind because your mind is the garden, your thoughts are the seeds, and every single day you are planting something. As motivational thinker Earl Nightingale once said, we become what we think about. So plant wisely because one day your garden will grow. And the only question would be, did you grow flowers or did you grow weeds? Because eventually mindset matters. So set your brain, train it to pick what is good for you, compel it to see the brighter side, be the sunshine. Thank you.